Hey, this is Wendie Pett with Visibly Fit, and I'm so excited to introduce you to a dear, precious woman. Her name is Teresa Cruz, and she just completed the Get Visibly Fit 7-week program just recently, and I wanted her to come on and share her story with you and how Visibly Fit has changed the dynamics of her health. So, Teresa, first of all, thanks for coming on and thanks for sharing, because you've overcome some pretty awesome obstacles in your life. So tell us a little bit about Teresa. Who's Teresa?
Okay, I'm Teresa from Huntsville, Alabama, and my journey to Visibly Fit was started actually about 5 years ago when I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And the doctor did surgery, and then over the next few years, I took 18 months of chemotherapy. And then they told me that there was no cure for my type of cancer. So the path forward was just going to be more chemo, take a break, more chemo, take a break. And so that was kind of discouraging, But
how is your body feeling at this point?
Terrible. Chemo just makes you feel horrible. I had chemo brain, which is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was dizzy and just nausea, neuropathy. It was terrible, But, then one night I went to this Winning Women's church event with some friends of mine, and this beautiful, sweet woman prayed over me, and she prayed for Christ to heal me. And it's hard to explain, but I just felt this peace,
Mm-hmm.
And so I went home feeling great and just real peaceful, and that I didn't have to worry anymore, And the next day I felt the Lord telling me, I'm healing you, Teresa, but you have to do your part too. You need to work on your part. And I was thinking, well, what is my part? I don't know. And then the next day I looked at my lunch, and it was the hamburger, French fries, and a Coke, which I loved. But I was like, oh, maybe I do know, And so, and then shortly after that, I heard about Visibly Fit through my sister-in-law, Bonnie, who was on it already, and she was doing great.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, maybe that's my part, I can do this. And that's what God's telling me, to do my part. And so that's when I started.
I think that's, doing our part, right? Like, we know here, I think intellectually, most people know what's healthy and what's not, for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Like, cheeseburger and fries are not going to be healthy for you,
Right.
and a Coke. So
Right.
you know that, but it's connecting the heart and the head. And I think that's probably the experience that you really felt at that moment when maybe your friend or that woman was praying for you. And that's where that connection happened. And I'm just so happy and grateful that our paths have crossed, because you're so inspiring. You really are. You're such a lovely woman, and I'm grateful to God that that Bonnie had connected us, and that you just really overcame so many obstacles, and in just a short amount of time. And so let's talk about what you accomplished in these 7 weeks, and what your reports from your doctor showed, and all those good things.
Okay. At the end of the 7 weeks, I released 30 pounds and lost 25 inches.
It's a lot.
Super excited. Had to go buy a few more clothes, which was fun.
Yeah, what, like from a size 16 to a 12 or something like that, or a 10?
Yes, 16 to a 12, and really a double XL to a medium.
Wow.
And some XLs, but
so like in a top, you mean?
Yes.
That's awesome.
But, so it was real exciting, and I was real happy, and my friends all noticed, and my husband was real happy, and he could tell I was getting healthier too. So that made him happy.
That's huge. Now, how did that have a ripple effect with your husband and with your family? I'm just curious on a sidebar note.
Well, my husband started eating more salads.
That's good.
He still loves his meat, but he is eating more salads and vegetables. And my grandchildren come over every Thursday night with my son for family dinner. And my granddaughter loves vegetables. And so like she'll say, let's have all vegetables next time, Grandma, you know.
Cute.
So yeah, I think it's having an impact,
Yeah.
you know.
It
So
really does create that ripple effect, right? And we don't necessarily always realize it as we're going through the actions of changing ourselves, but more is caught than taught. And I just know that that's what you're experiencing within your own family. What else did you experience? Like after you went to the doctor, what did he tell you? And also, what are some other signs, not just obviously within the weight release, but what else did you experience regarding your health that you really could see a
well,
shift?
well, I noticed that my body is so much stronger and capable of more than I ever thought it was. Like, you know, about a week ago, I walked on the treadmill and, you know, I walked 60 minutes straight, you know,
So great.
on a pretty good speed without stopping. And I would have never thought I could even do that. And then I went to the doctor and um, I was so excited to find out my numbers, you know, because the CA-125 is the marker for my cancer. So he said, wow, your number's down 52 points. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. And he's like, yeah, that is. And I told him what I was doing. And he's like, huh, okay. And then he's like, but there is this other chemo we can try if we need to later. And I was like, no, I don't, I'm not interested right now. Yeah, I'm not interested.
Right. And now, so that happened in 7 weeks for the markers to go down
Yes.
52 points. And what would
Yes.
typically occur when you would go back, just like in a month to check those markers? How much would it be
Well,
down
a lot of
on
times
your chemo?
would be down like 1 or 2 or 6. And one,
1 to 6 points, and that's it.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it would go up and it was kind of like a roller coaster. And they said, well, that's typical for your type of cancer, you know, since there's not really a cure, it'll just go up and down and, you know, but they want to keep doing the chemo. But
Sure.
so anyway, I was super excited and he was, and, you know, it was just a good thing.
But yet he said, there's still
Yeah,
another chemo pill that you could try.
that's
So
right. That's
I
right.
think it's fascinating. I mean, there's definitely a time and a place for the medical space. My goodness, I have great respect for the medical doctors. But I do believe that our God is a God that heals. And when we
Yes.
take things into our own control as far as how we're feeding our body and the movement and exercise and reducing stress and sleeping better and removing the toxins from our body and our environment, it all starts to line up, right? And we get healthier at the cellular level. And I know that's what you're experiencing. It's so fun. You have mentioned many times of how much stronger you are. And when you're doing the
Right.
Visibly Fit exercises, is that what you've noticed, that you've just become stronger and you're seeing more muscle definition?
Yes. And I what was it? I really like the structure of the, you know, the menus and the recipes, and because I would have never done that otherwise, you know, and they were
Wow.
really good to have those all the time, you know, and
Kind of, you didn't have to think too much about it, right?
right, yeah.
That's good.
And yeah, I like the chair exercise and all the videos. They just do make me stronger and I feel good,
That's
you know.
awesome. I love it. What do you think about, because in the 7 weeks it's pretty intensive, right? Like, what do you
Yes.
think about the level of accountability? Do you believe that really helped play a role in the success and your results that you've had?
Oh, yes, because if I wasn't taking the pictures of my food, I probably wouldn't have been that good, you know.
Right,
Um,
right. It's
that took a
eye-opening,
lot.
isn't it?
Yes, it is. And having to, and you know, to write down when you exercise and steps and things like that. Yeah, I think it's very good.
That's so good. Well, and as you know, Visibly Fit is an approach that's not just about the body; it's mind, body, and spirit. And so there's some mental and spiritual components to it. So, what would you have to say about that? What was your takeaway from any of those experiences?
Um, well, I have had more quiet time in the mornings, And
Awesome.
I had gotten away from that on a regular basis before a little bit. So I'm a lot better with that and reading the Bible more. So
So good.
a little book, Jesus Calling,
Yeah.
and reading that more. So it's been really good.
That's so good. It it is kind of introspective as well, right? Like it's something that helps you get back into alignment. And so I'm just so
Yes.
grateful for your willingness and your dedication and your discipline to yourself and obviously to your creator, right?
Yes.
Loving ourselves is loving the one that created us. So it's just awesome to see your success in such a short amount of time. If someone was watching this and hearing what you've gone through and what you've overcome in such a short amount of time, and they're struggling with maybe something similar, or maybe it's not quite in the same space, but they're still struggling with wanting to get healthy and they haven't been, and they've been stuck. What would you share with them? Is there anything from your heart to theirs that you'd want to share?
I would say that plants are incredible, really, and God gives them to us. And so that's, He wants us to eat them and drink them. But, and just that our bodies can do so much more than you think, and the power of nutrition and exercise, really.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
Well, I concur. Amen to that. So
amen.
just do it, right?
Yep.
Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And I'm so grateful that, first of all, that we're friends and that I've had the opportunity to get to know you better. And I know that you continue with your journey and you're in the Visibly Fit VIP club right now doing your maintenance. And you just have such a great, inspiring story. So thanks for sharing. And I know God is going to continue to bless you and your family abundantly. So thank you so much.
And thank you for being an inspiration to me and an awesome coach.
Bless
So,
you, my friend. Thanks.
all right.